Hello, my name is Delundre Bradley. I like to think that I am the hardest working man this side of Mississippi. All that credit goes to my late grandmother, Ethel J. Hobson. I'm going to just give you a brief rundown of how great she was to me. Her talent, her hobbies, her best friends, Miss Rosie and Miss Fanny, and the advice that she had given to me. Starting with her hobbies. My grandmother was an advocate gardener, and I hated the spring because my grandmother believed in big gardens. She didn't believe in gas tillers, electric tillers, or any of that. She believed in a hoe, a shovel, and a rake, and me. But the cool thing about that was my grandmother, she was real good at what she done, and she would take all the vegetables and stuff that she growed in the spring, and she would harvest them, and she would can and she would preserve those things for us to have for the fall and the winter, just in case we didn't have food to eat in the house or we couldn't get transportation to get food. With that being said, I'm a gardener myself, and I like to thank her for her instilling that in me. Her talents. She was a good checker player. Matter of fact, she was great at it. I could never beat her. Although I tried many times, and even when I thought I was winning, I would lose. She also worked in a puzzle book, not the little thin ones that you get in the paper, but the actual jumbo word searches, and they were huge. And she used to work in those things for hours and hours at a time. And one day I asked her, I said, "Grandma, why do you work in these puzzle books like that?" And she kind of sarcastically said, here's some pages, you can work in and see how you like it yourself. Her friends were her neighbors, Miss Fanny and Miss Rosie. They lived 2 houses over. And those ladies used to network from taking care of each other's kids, from borrowing food and things of that nature, and looking out for one another like it should be. And they used to come over and sit on my grandmother's carport because she had the biggest porch, and they used to sit there and they used to talk for hours and hours on time, and we as the kids used to just sit out there and just play while they talked. But if we had to use the restroom or anything like that, we had to kind of wave at them to get their attention, and then they would acknowledge us, and then we would go and do what we need to do, but they would never talk until we got through doing what we were doing. But truth be told, I knew they were just gossiping. In her faith, she was a firm believer in God, because she didn't attend church every Sunday, and she was a mother on the mother's board. I'm not really sure if you're familiar with the way church was set up. The mothers used to sit over in the corner of the church with their white on and big old pretty hats, and I felt like the bigger the hat, the bigger the status, and so there was like a little competition going on between them. My grandmother used to hum hymns, church hymns, when she used to walk through the house doing her day-to-day activities and chores, and that would let me know that she was a firm believer in God. And also, she also said it a lot. Well, the advice part of it. My grandmother didn't like any of my girlfriends that I brought by the house. She absolutely despised them for some odd reason. Don't ask me why. I never asked her why. I knew better. But this particular young lady, which is my wife now, I brought her by, and my grandmother just kind of clinged to her kind of weirdly, and I didn't even know why, but she didn't give me an explanation until one night we were there, we was visiting her, and we was getting ready to leave, and my wife kind of walked down in front of me. At the time, she was my girlfriend, and she kind of walked down in front of me, and my grandmother, and as I was telling her bye, she kind of tugged at my pants leg a little bit, and I turned and I looked at her, and she whispered, and she looked up at me, and she said, "Don't let that get away. That's a golden egg right there." And and I married my wife, of course, and I thank my grandmother for that. For everything that she instilled in me, everything that she taught me. It's coming true to this day. It's showing in me to this day, and I would like to thank you for listening to my tribute to my late grandmother, and I love her dearly. Thank you.